What is up, everybody? Joe here. Hope all is well. Today I am back out here at the scene of the crime of my latest challenge. Today's video is a special video. At least it's special for me. I hope you guys can get something out of it as well. I apologize for the windy conditions. Hopefully it's not affecting this video too bad here. So what was the latest challenge, you might ask? Well, guys, out here down at John Muir Park, out on the Ice Age Trail, I attempted to trail hike a marathon. That's right, 26.2 miles in one day. Just so happens a marathon was probably the only item on my bucket list, so I thought I would check that off finally. Or should I say, I thought I would attempt to check that off. And another thing that made this more of a challenge, I did this all by myself. No crew, no team, just me and my van, and a very long day. And yes, this ProMaster van came in very handy as my aid station throughout the day. It was a place to refuel, get some food, change clothes whenever I needed, because I did 10 loops and I could stop here after every loop. And speaking of 10 loops, let me explain. I mean, this couldn't have worked out more perfectly. So from right here in this parking lot at the Ice Age Trail trailhead, you can walk across the road, which is right over there, and the trail goes up to that tree line, wraps behind, and it ties into Muir Park, which is over there. Then way back over there, there's a small lake that the trail wraps around, and it ties back into this loop that you can come back and walk all the way back to the van. Now the coolest part about this loop, and I measured it a few times, it is 2.63 miles long. It doesn't get any more perfect than that. Times 2.63 by 10 loops, that is 26.3 miles, just over a marathon. So that's what we tried doing, guys. We tried doing 10 loops out here. And there's more, guys, to make this challenge even a bit more challenging. For myself, I have something called hypertrophic cardiomyopathy, and I also have permanent atrial fibrillation. I have a known apical aneurysm. I have significant cardiac scarring, blah, blah, blah. A doctor once told me if me and him walked around the same block, it would be 3 times harder for me to do it than it would be for him. How true that is, I don't know, but it definitely adds to your idea of maybe what I'm going through out here. So no, I am not taking this challenge lightly. But here's the thing, guys. I've been working hard, eating well, exercising, hiking, and I wanted to come out here and push myself in a safe manner, of course. And I am not out here to prove anything to anyone else except myself. And you know what? A marathon has been on my bucket list for 20 years. So this challenge was definitely for me. But in the end, I hope I can at least inspire others. Sometimes, maybe you can do more than you think you can. And sometimes it's just nice to get out there and do something really hard once in a while. And maybe to add more to the challenge, maybe it was just an experiment. I attempted to do this whole marathon with 0 sugar, 0 carbs, 0 gels, or anything like that. I tried doing this whole challenge on protein and fat only. What you guys are about to see is a full day of effort and a full day of struggle. I kind of ran into some issues early on and I had to push through. And more importantly, you're gonna see the will to never stop, no matter what. Not until I reach 26.2 miles. And of course, this did not go perfectly. I did not expect it to, but one thing I can guarantee, this challenge is 100% real. If you happen to be new to this channel, there's one thing I can promise you guys. This channel is 100% real, 100% of the time. So stay tuned, guys. Enjoy the challenge ahead. Me and my van are going to tackle this thing head on, with my hopes that you can be inspired in some way, shape, or form. Let's go make it happen. We are here to get this challenge started. I got the check sheet ready to go here so we can keep track of what we're doing. Looking like a beautiful morning out there. Got some new hiking poles I'm going to try out. Everything looks really wet out there. It is quite cold. My windshield was even frosted over this morning. The temperature in my van said 28, 29 on the way out here. So I'm guessing it's at least 32 or below. Kind of what I was waiting for. I was waiting for a cool day to do this, and it looks like we got one of those. Not sure the small backpack will fit over my winter jacket, but we'll give it a whirl. And then we're gonna head out, guys. Here we go, guys. First few steps of this challenge. 26.2 miles, 10 loops. Let's go see if we can make this happen. Everything's pretty frosty out here and wet. I probably won't record too much on this first loop because my fingers are freezing off right now. I got to put the glove back on, manage some of this wet grass. We will see you guys in a little bit. I'll say this, guys. I am definitely not used to these colder temperatures, boy. Whew. Gonna take a bit to get used to this, but the sun is coming up here pretty soon. So hopefully it starts warming up here in the next hour or so. I don't know if you can see it, but everything is covered in frost. The walkway there, just to let you guys know how cold it actually is. Pretty chilly this morning. By the way, guys, in case you didn't know, this area here is the childhood home of John Muir. He grew up right here, just south of Montello, Wisconsin. Just came across a couple deer out here on a trail, which makes me want to tell you guys, on the way out here this morning, I had to call 911. Out in the middle of the road, there was a deer kicking, laying there. He couldn't get up off the ground. Must have just got hit by a car. Just a sad thing to see. I hate seeing that stuff. Poor deer. So I called 911. I'm sure they'll come out and take care of it. It is hunting season here in Wisconsin as well. So sometimes I say be a little bit more careful when you're out here hiking. But I don't think people hunt directly on this property here. So it should be good. I do gotta say, it is quite beautiful out here in the woods when the sun is coming up. When it starts popping through the trees. Sorry, I might be slurring a bit. When I get out here and hike in cold weather, my lips don't move as good as they should. Feels like I got something in my mouth. Craziness. I believe that happens because of the cold weather and my heart condition mixed together. Sometimes make the words come out a little bit slower than they should. Look at that. Beautiful Wisconsin. Fall day. It's funny, I'm out here, my fingers are frozen solid right now, but just a couple days ago, it was pushing 90 degrees. Still got the frost on the railing. Then the trail comes out in this opening, and this right here, it's kind of a long, steady incline. This field is also covered in frost. So I think it even got a bit colder than they thought it would. Then again, there was a frost warning, so here it is, right? So we come up over here. This is the John Muir Park parking lot. And we walk through this, back around the back side of the lake, Muir Park Path. This is a John Muir segment, Ice Age Trail. I gotta be careful. A little too much filming, not enough hiking. But all the frost is starting to melt off all these wildflowers and grass. That's gonna start getting pretty wet. Anyway, I gotta go get this first loop done, guys. We'll see you in a bit. After this magnificent shot, of course. All right, guys. Loop 1 is finished. Back here at my van aid station, checking in. I think I'm gonna take off the winter jacket here as the sun is popping pretty good here. Everything is starting to melt out there, so it's getting a bit wet, but I did not sweat on that round. In fact, it was pretty cold, but I don't think I will need this for the duration of the day. I think I gotta be careful on how much I am filming, because I don't want this video to be too long, and I do got to get these miles done. The more I film, the slower I hike. So from here on out, I got 9 loops to go. I'll try not filming quite as much. We will try getting these loops knocked out. So trading out the stocking cap for a normal cap. I think it's warming up nicely. Let's go get this thing. Now remember this, guys. Every time you get those kind of shots on video, I have to stop, prop up the camera, walk past the camera, stop, go back, and pick up the camera. So that slows me down every time I do that. And I'm doing it for you guys. And with that being said, I do think this is going to take me more than 10 hours. Now, when I say this might take me more than 10 hours, that's assuming I can actually finish. With my heart issues, I do got to be a little bit cautious. If I'm getting heart pains and stuff like that, sometimes I can slow down, drink a little more water. Maybe it will subside. But if it does not, it is not wise for me to push through something like that. So yes, I am out here trying to complete a pretty hard challenge, but I am also not trying to kill myself. That being said, I always say I would rather die out here on the trail living life than die inside on the couch. Just this morning on the way out here, I saw a story. An 84-year-old guy died yesterday not too far from here at Devil's Lake State Park. He was a rock climber, and he was out there at 84 years old climbing rocks. He fell like 25 feet to his death. Of course, we don't want to hear about people dying. At the same time, he went out doing exactly what he loved to do. He was out there rock climbing on a beautiful day. So yeah, that might sound unfortunate to many. At the same time, how many people get to go out there and die doing what you love? I'm assuming not too many. So good for him on that. Beautiful fall Wisconsin day. Should I not be out here enjoying this, challenging myself? Or should I be at home watching TV on my couch because I have some heart issues? And I'll say this, as cliche as it sounds, but it's true. You never know when your day is up. I have been wanting to try a marathon for many, many years. And here's the thing. I wasn't getting any younger, was I? It was time, as they say, to shit or get off the pot. So here we are. We're giving it all we got today. I'll be glad to check this one off my bucket list. This might be my first and last marathon I ever do, right? Thank God for the Ice Age Trail. Look at those colors. Come on, guys. Can't see this from your couch. Then again, if you got a nice TV, maybe you can see them colors. So I just ran into 2 other hikers. Some of the funnest part about hiking is the people you meet out on the trail. Anyway, they were up by the sign box. You can sign and put a note up here, which I will do later, but we got to talking a little bit. They are hiking all of Marquette County. So today they plan on doing 12 some miles, they said. This spring I ran into a through hiker that was hiking the whole thing, all 1,200 miles in one shot. So that was cool, stopping and talking to him as well. His name was actually Machine, and I always got that itch in the back of my head, seeing I do live right here in Wisconsin. My house is right on the Ice Age Trail. I don't know, before I get too old, do I try doing a through hike? 1,200 miles straight through? I mean, it's been something I've been thinking about, so we'll see. Again, I ain't getting any younger. And if you keep thinking about this stuff and not doing it, it will never happen. All right, guys. Back here at the van. About to finish up loop number 2. You gotta love all the sandhill cranes playing their trumpets out here today. It's a beautiful sound. But I have not eaten anything since yesterday at dinner. We got over 5 miles in. So I'm gonna take a little break here at the van, get some fuel in me, reload up my water bottle, ditch this shirt, I think. Maybe change my shoes, I'm not sure yet. It is a bit wet out there. And these things I do know are 100% waterproof. So we got loop 2 finished. It is 8:05. What time is it now? It is 9:05. A little slower than I would like. I think I'm ditching the flannel. Even though it's not super warm out, I'd rather be cool than warm. I'm gonna throw in some electrolytes into my drink before this lap starts. I think for this lap, I'll just keep these current shoes on. I think for the time being, I will just refuel with one of these beef sticks. Actually, check it out, I brought some cottage cheese. I got a little bit of regular cheese. I think I'll snake a couple of them quick. Getting ready to leave for loop 3. It is 9:15. Ouch. Wish I was going a bit quicker. All right, we got the meat and cheese. Loop 3, we're ready to go. I might not film on this lap. I'm gonna try making up a little time here. Looks like 3 laps are a bit much with these brand new shoes. Causing me some issues here. Gonna loosen it up a bit. See if I can alleviate some of this pain here. And we will switch these out when we get back to the van after loop 3 is finished. So we'll have to deal with it for now. Didn't I say I wasn't gonna film on this loop? Jeez, I'm back. According to my weather app, it is currently 43 degrees. 43 degrees, hiking in a freaking t-shirt. These new hiking shoes are really kicking my ass at this point. I'm not even sure I'm halfway done with loop 3 yet. I'm hoping this does not cause long-term problems for me to finish this challenge. But only thing we can do is keep walking and get back to the van and change these things. Funny, you know, loop 1 and 2 with these shoes, perfectly fine. If I would have took these shoes off after loop 2, I would have never said anything bad about it. But loop 3, probably about a mile to go yet, and I am freaking limping right now. Hopefully switching into something else will take care of this issue. Hopefully this isn't causing an issue to finish my challenge here. I was definitely hoping we'd be much further than loop 3 without any issues. Check out all the grass, guys. I was hoping to make up a little time. I wasn't gonna film this loop, and this is gonna be by far my slowest loop yet, in which I was already behind on time. At least if I wanted to finish anywhere near 10 hours. I was hoping not to push this thing out till 12 hours. So cross my fingers, we can still get it done sooner than that. Because if it takes 12 hours, that means I will be walking the last loop in the dark, which I would rather not do. The one plus of the slower pace is it is a bit easier on my heart, I'm guessing. Back at the van, just finished loop 3. Honestly, that was probably the most miserable hike I've almost ever had. That's how bad these shoes are hurting my ankles and feet right now. Hopefully it doesn't last. I'm going to change them out. Hopefully loop 4 is much better than loop 3 was. So loop 3 in the books, cross that out. We got in 10:10 a.m. We're kind of covered when it comes to shoes. We have Ascend hiking shoes. We have Ultra trail running shoes. We have Nike Gore-Tex trail running shoes. We have old school New Balance. And we have some Saucony trail shoes as well. I think I'm going to put on the Sauconys as they have a nice waterproof front here. And there's still some water out there. And I do have some miles on these. I haven't worn them in a while, but I think we're going to do these for this lap at least. And I forgot I actually have these Hokas here as well. Oh my God, these things are miserable. Weirdest thing though, the first 2 laps were perfectly fine. But this time around, they kicked my ass. Wow, that hurts. Hopefully that's not all swollen up. These Sauconys were generally always pretty comfortable. They're not the most comfortable ones I have, but these have a little waterproofness to them. And I won't get lost in the wood because you can see these blue shoes from a mile away. Yeah, it feels much better already. Even though my right ankle is trashed here. God damn, that hurts. Yeah, that's swallowed up. That was just digging in there really hard. So wish me luck for loop number 4 here with these shoes. Hopefully this pain goes away here. And by the way, guys, we are at 7.89 miles. And we will be checking out here at about 10, I would say 18 a.m. Here we go, guys. Headed out for loop number 4. Ankles are tore up a bit from them shoes. Hopefully they heal a little bit here. But gonna keep on going for now, guys. Loop 4 here feels like we're starting to get into the thick of the challenge. And boy, what an amazing, beautiful day it is today. Not a single cloud in the sky. Beautiful temperatures, slight breeze. I think it gets much better than this, guys. Well, maybe a little more here would be better. Forgot my hat. Well, if I was a better videographer, there's a few deer in there. Oh, they're still running. I would have caught them on camera. Definitely walking better with these new shoes. Unfortunately, my ankles are definitely feeling it from the last things I was wearing, but keep on chipping away. Ice Age Trail. I just ran into hikers number 3 and 4. Now I was actually going to do that in this video. I like to do an over and under kind of challenge. So today's over and under challenge is 10 hikers. Will I see more than 10 hikers or less than 10 hikers? Put your answer down below. Actually, number 5 is coming up right here, so we're up to 5. By the way, it is what, 10:30, 10:45. It's probably getting to the busy part of the day, and it is a beautiful, gorgeous fall day, so I'm actually gonna say more than 10 hikers today. Just started thinking to myself, you know what? This is freaking awesome. I've been waiting to do this for a very long time, and it's finally happening. Now, of course, I'm not guaranteed I'm going to complete this challenge, but at least I'm out here and I got a good chance to do it today. And if I do complete this challenge today, I'm sure I'll probably start thinking about my next challenge. By the way, loop 4 here, I got 1 beef stick in, a couple pieces of Swiss cheese, and some electrolytes, and my energy is about perfect right now. I kind of figured on maybe eating something every 2 loops, something like that. But we'll just kind of monitor the situation and see how it goes. Loop 4, hiker number 6. I think I went a little low on my over and under number of 10. Here's that box you can stop at. Sign a little note there. Tell them what you're up to. We'll try hitting that before we finish our last lap. Back at the van, guys. Loop 4 is complete. And it is 11:12 a.m. Just gonna hit a few bites of cottage cheese here. Some quick, fast calories. Finish my electrolyte water here. Top it back off with water before we get the heck out of here. Grab a fatty stick and a couple pieces of cheese, and we'll eat that on the way out. And this is the only thing I'm carrying out there on the trail. I got this small little backpack. It just holds this bottle of water, and that's it besides my poles. I am also carrying this old timer knife. Never know when I find a stick I want to whittle. All right, we're at 10.52 miles down. We are headed out to Loop 5. The time is 11:20 a.m. Let's go. Out here on Loop 5, I didn't pass them, but I did just see 2 other hikers. So I think that puts us at 8 hikers for the day. And we're not even halfway done yet. So I'm assuming we'll get way past that 10 over and under mark. Loop 5. Definitely feeling the ankles on this loop. Kicking myself for leaving those first shoes on for too long. Again, hopefully that does not take me out of this challenge here. Probably a little quicker pace on this last loop, as I had 2 hikers behind me and they were talking and they were kind of like right behind me. So I was kind of trekking pretty good to try staying in front of them. I haven't shown you guys this yet, but this trail here goes back to the van. Then you come into here and there's an intersection. You can go left or right. And each loop, I just changed directions just to change it up a bit. But now we're headed back to the van. You guys should have seen it out here about a month ago. All the wildflowers were in full bloom and it was freaking amazing looking. So back in the spring, they burned all this off up to the lake and around. And I don't know if they did that for the purpose of improving these wildflowers, but this fall it was truly amazing out here. Almost halfway there, guys. I'm debating, do I want to put shorts on? I kind of do. I think it's warm enough, but then I got to deal with all that grass running across my skin, potentially getting itchy and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if it's worth it or not, but I'm definitely changing footwear again this round. I think I might try my most comfortable pair of hiking shoes I have. We will see how that goes. And there we have the beautiful Ram ProMaster aid station. I might say it was working out very well for me today. All right, guys, Loop 5 complete. It is now 12:15. That also means 13.1 miles. What is that? That is a half marathon completed. Let's turn the page. We have 5 more loops to go to get to the full marathon finish. 26.2 miles. Ankles are kicking my ass right now. Hopefully these freaking shoes are not the reason I can't finish this challenge. I am going to switch to these Ultra trail shoes. These are probably the most comfortable shoes I have used for trail hiking. Low ankles, maybe that'll help. So let's give them a try. Okay, we got the Ultras on, but man, my right ankle is just thrashed right now. Those shoes really did a number on that thing. And of course, we got 13 miles on that sucker today. And we got 13 more to go. Anyway, guys, let's get out there. Loop 6, starting our over halfway mark. Let's go get it. Loop 6 in here, and there's something else that I have not done on this challenge yet. I have not turned on any music. I have not listened to any podcasts or YouTube channels. It's just been me talking, listening to me walk, and Mother Nature. And maybe I will continue that through this whole challenge. That way, I'm sure sometimes you hear people talking about it. You can be present right here, right now, in your own life. Sometimes you gotta stop and smell all the dead wildflowers. And if they weren't dead before today, after this morning's frost, that should have probably taken care of them, I'm guessing. So I do see a lot of yellow guys here hanging on. I did opt to keep the pants on. We'll just deal with it. It's not that warm. I do think I gotta cut down on filming, guys. This battery has only so much life. I thought I would charge it at breaks in the van, but my breaks are pretty short. So I don't really have time to charge the phone. And it is well past halfway already, and we are only a little bit half past this challenge. So maybe I'll keep it a little more brief on these final loops, record the check-ins, and of course record the grand finale if we make it that far. It's just hard not to record sometimes when you see something cool or you got something to say, but I should try talking less here. So let's go knock this thing out. It's about 12:20. Hopefully finish by 6 p.m. I think it gets dark, pretty damn dark by 6:30 now. So if I can keep this current pace, I should be done by 5:30, 6 o'clock. But if I slow down a bit, that might not happen. So I'm gonna check out for a little bit. I will catch up back with you guys in a second. Lap 6 complete. Back at the camper van aid station. I forgot we checked out at 12:20 p.m. It is now 1:16 p.m. Oh, most important part. Cross out loop 6. Complete. We have 15.78 miles finished on the loop 7. Quick body check here from the waist up. Feeling pretty good. Cardiac wise, feeling pretty good. From my waist to my knees, a little fatigue. From my knees to my ankles, a little bit more fatigue. My right ankle is completely shot. And from my ankles down to my feet, definitely feeling it there. That right ankle is going to be a struggle to finish this thing out. But this is called a challenge for a reason, right? When you're doing a challenge, you never know what to expect. But what you gotta do is you gotta figure it out and you gotta push through and you gotta make it happen anyway. Just gonna eat a couple pieces of sausage, get back out there for loop number 7. Okay, we're gonna check out of here at 1:22 p.m. Loop 7, guys. Let's go make this stuff happen. By the way, guys, loop number 7, we are still on 8 other hikers for the day. Now, I was out here hiking about a month ago down this stretch here, right in the bright sun and all this tall grass. It was hotter than an SOB out here. And that is why I did not try this challenge sooner. I wanted to wait till the temperatures cooled off. And today, it's supposed to be about 60 degrees for a high. And of course, this morning was unseasonably cold as we had a pretty hard frost, which was kind of crazy as it's been super hot up until that point. It's kind of how it rolls these days. It seems like we go from summer straight into winter. Doesn't really give us much of a fall to enjoy, which is a shame. If you ask most people around here, I think a lot of people will say fall is their favorite season of the year. I would definitely say that, at least weather-wise, the first half of fall. The last half of fall, it is generally winter at that point, and I'm not a huge fan of winter myself. But this time of year, cool mornings, high temperatures in the 60s, and all the leaves start changing colors. That's the sweet spot for me here in the great state of Wisconsin. Also, for all you diehard followers of this channel, you have often seen me break Wisconsin into 2 seasons, the warm season and the cold season. Well, I'm not exactly sure on today's date, October 7th, October 8th. I'm not even sure. Hold on a second. It is October 8th. Well, the cold season here, in my eyes, in Wisconsin, is from October 15th through April 15th. So we're only a week away from cold season, guys. And what I mean by that, usually around the middle of October, campgrounds are shutting down. People are making sure all their boats and piers and stuff like that are getting out of the lakes. People are storing their muscle cars and RVs and motorcycles and stuff like that. But frankly, it's been hot until just a couple days ago. I was wondering if it would ever cool off. Anyway, this is my Loop 7 talk. I got to keep it short so we can save this battery. Check with you guys in a second. And just for the record, so you guys know, even though I have these heart conditions, I am checking in with my wife every loop so she kind of knows what's going on. And if I don't report to her in a reasonable time, she can start wondering what the heck's going on. You know, if I didn't film so much in those first 2 laps, there's a reasonable chance I would have finished this in 10 hours. But those first 2 laps, I got about 20 minutes behind. But now I've been holding steady, hour on the hour laps. But it is what it is. I'm not going to try making up that time. I will kill myself. In fact, I won't be surprised if I lose a little bit more time before this challenge is up. But knock on wood, I'm hoping to finish in under 11 hours. But I don't want to jump the gun. I'm still hoping just to finish, more importantly. But man, just stop. Complete silence. Ah! Loop 7, just walked by hiker 9 and 10. It was kind of spooky at first. A deer was running right at me down the trail. Then I realized that wasn't a deer, it was just a very tall dog. I'm a little leery with these people and their dogs off leash. I think I watched too many videos of people getting bit by dogs when they're out hiking. There's just a lot of people that are not responsible for their pets sometimes. So I ran across a few dogs today. So far they've all been well behaved. Loop 7 is complete. It is 2:18 p.m. Whew. I think I'm gonna take another shot of electrolytes. Still on the first gallon of water. I brought 2. I thought about changing to ultras for the Hokas, but I think I'm gonna go one more lap with these, maybe switch into these after lap 8. We are at 18.41 miles. A quick body check, again from the waist up. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good energy-wise. The legs are definitely feeling fatigued. And the feet are getting very fatigued. I'm gonna head out with a beef stick, a couple pieces of cheese, and get on out to loop number 8. We are leaving loop number 8, approximately 2:25 p.m. Let's go get it. Loop 8 here, definitely feeling it, but energy-wise, feel pretty good. I think I'm actually gonna back off on the calorie intake. I don't think I really need that. Still on hiker number 10, so we are right at the over-under line. I'm also thinking of doing a turn and burn. Get to the van and just immediately turn around, just to try making up a little bit of time, mainly because I am slowing down a little bit and I'm kind of getting close to where I might finish at dark. So if I do a turn and burn, I might save myself 7, 8, up to 10 minutes. And like I said, I feel like I don't need any more fuel. I think I got enough water with electrolytes in my bag yet for another lap. I was gonna change into the Hoka shoes, but I think I can roll with these another lap. Maybe throw the Hokas on for the final lap, as those are the shoes that I put the most miles on this past year. So it only feels right that the Hoka shoes should finish me out on this challenge. It's funny, it kind of feels like I am almost done with this challenge, but in reality, I got almost 3 hours left of this thing. Lap 8, and I can say all day long, I did not see one single cloud. Just finishing up loop 8. I'm gonna walk up to the van, tap it, and turn around. Here we go, guys. Lap 8 is over with. Let's go get loop 9. And just for the record, I finished loop 8 at 3:23 p.m. Hopefully backing off on the food and the water doesn't backfire on me, but I feel that's what my body's telling me to do. I'll still stop maybe a couple times each lap and at least sip on some of my water, but I don't think I'll be eating anything else. So what are we? Definitely over 20 miles at this point. We got 2.63 times 2. So what is that? 5.2 some miles? Piece of cake, right? I gotta say, loop 8 and 9 are kind of deceiving because it sounds like you're damn near done, but when I started loop 8, you're thinking 10 is just right there. But in reality, I had 3 more loops to do yet. Now we're on lap 9, I still got 2 full loops yet. Loop 9, still giving it all I got. But I actually came here to say this. I'm not really a religious person. Spiritual, maybe. Depends on how you look at it. But I would like to say this. I would like to thank God or the universe, or maybe it is just what it is, for this beautiful, perfect day. This is a day that will go down in the record books in Joe's world. It's kind of cool. I did all these miles, no music, no internet, no YouTube, no podcast. And honestly, today has just flown by. Now we still got 2 loops to finish here, so we're not done yet, but I mean, come on. This has been fantastic. So to the powers that be, or to the powers that not be, guide me home safe. 2 more laps. I got a celebratory beer waiting in the cooler back at my van. It is a 0.0, so yes, I will be drinking that on the way home. And my wife is throwing together some pizza tonight. And finally, to top it off, I got some ice cream waiting for me this evening back home. But before we can get to any of that, we got to finish these 2 loops yet. And honestly, I'm so excited to get done. I might just tap the van and turn around one more time just to get this thing over with. But if I do that, I miss crossing out the loops on my sheet in there, which I already didn't do for the last lap. Maybe I'll just stop back in the van quick, check those things off, make sure my water is good, and take off. I was actually just talking to my wife. She was kind of asking if I would stop at the grocery store on the way home. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. After I sit down, I am not going to be able to walk. She might even have to come out to the van and carry me into the house. I was kind of hoping I'd be able to function tomorrow, but the way it's feeling, I have a feeling I'm going to be kind of worthless tomorrow. But we'll see. Me and my wife, I don't know, a few weeks ago, we did 10 miles, mostly jogging and running, out at Devil's Lake, up through the bluffs and stuff like that. And I thought I was going to be trashed after that. And surprisingly, the next day, I was moving around pretty damn good. So maybe tomorrow won't be as bad as I think it's going to be. I know I've probably filmed way too much for this video. So it's probably not going to do the greatest on YouTube, but that's fine. I had a lot of stuff to share and a lot of stuff to say. So if worse comes to worse, this video will be for me to look back upon this great challenge. I wish this camera would do this justice, because that is a beautiful view, folks. Just the way that sun dances through them trees, down onto the leaves. Pretty amazing stuff. Now that's what life is, guys. And you know, what is it about bridges? Especially bridges out in the woods. They just look really freaking cool. Too much talking, too much filming. I gotta knock this challenge out. Loop 9. I just caught a quick glimpse, but I did see one other hiker. So we are at 11 hikers. So we are over the 10 mark. Game over. By the way, when I was talking about eating pizza and ice cream later, I still gotta tell you guys, I still keep the stuff very healthy. We use a Hero brand tortilla for a pizza crust, and we use very clean ingredients on top. But you know, we still got mozzarella cheese, we got Rails pizza sauce, we got your choices of meat, sausage, pepperoni, Canadian bacon. I'll even throw on some green olives and stuff like that. And honestly, it tastes great. All while still being healthy. And for ice cream, I buy an ice cream called Ice Cream for Bears. And it is like very clean ingredients. Maybe 4 or 5 ingredients. None of it is sugar. They sweeten it with natural honey. They don't use all those foreign sweeteners and stuff like that. Kind of like a Rebel ice cream would. Unfortunately, these things are like $7-8 a pint. But let me tell you, it is delicious. And it is all clean ingredients. So even though, yes, it feels like I'm treating myself, I'm still trying to stick to a fairly clean diet. It's funny, every time I say I'm gonna stop filming and stop yapping, I start filming more and yapping more. Anyway, still cruising lap 9, probably about halfway. All 11 other hikers that I did see were all out here on the main loop of the park. I have not seen a single other hiker down this trail back to the van. All right, guys, loop 9 complete. We're stopping in the van real quick here. I did want to mark these off. Loop 8 I did not mark off last time as I just touched the van. Here we are for loop 9. I just wrote down the times. It is 4:22 right now. We have 23.67 miles completed. We are on to our last loop. That will be 26.2 miles. Let's go get this freaking thing over with. Here we go, guys. Loop 10, last final loop. Remember earlier in the video I mentioned something about writing. There's a little notepad up there. You can write about your experience on the Ice Age Trail here. And I was gonna save that for the last lap, but I am not stopping to do that today. I will come back out and write something in there on another day. Also, I don't think I got myself a decent thumbnail for this video, so I will probably come back out here and do that at another day as well, because I'm not gonna try doing it when I'm done here today. Because when I am done, I am freaking done. I am cracking a beer and I am headed home. And I need to save my battery. I am now in the red. So let's go get this thing over with. And I will apologize to my Hoka shoes. I did not feel like wasting the time to change them. I just wanted to get back out here and knock this thing out. And actually, these Ultras are feeling pretty good right now. We're on the final loop here. We're going counterclockwise for this last loop. I think it's probably my favorite way. I'm not sure why, they're both very similar. After today, I may come back out here with a van and kind of do a revisit of this whole challenge. Because when I get done with this, I'm not gonna feel like doing any of that today. And plus the lighting is kind of wrong where I'm parked over there right now. And my plan was to walk to the van, kind of set up my camera, walk back down the trail, and then walk back to the van again for the grand finale. But you know what? I'm not freaking doing that. We'll get to the van and we'll tap out and call it finished. So I'm assuming we're gonna finish this around 5:20ish, which would be like 10 hours and 20 minutes. So not too shabby. But if I was smart, I would shut my mouth, because we're not done with this thing yet. Last walk across the big old field here. Now there's a pretty shot for you guys. Looking good for the last lap. I do gotta say, I did really screw up at the beginning of this hike, wearing them shoes, and I never even broke them in. I wore them literally for about a half-mile walk yesterday, and then I put them on out here. Funny thing is, the first 2 laps, they didn't really bother me. But lap 3, those shoes completely murdered my ankles and my feet. And it's my own stupid fault. I was thinking about that. I'm like, is this a smart thing to do? But here's the thing. It was really wet outside, and those were 100% waterproof. And those first 2 laps kept my feet dry. So I thought, we'll give them one more lap, because my original plan was to run them about 2 laps. Word of advice, if you're doing a long trail hike or run, make sure you wear shoes that you know work. Don't just grab them off the shelf, put them on your feet, and go try getting a bunch of miles with them on. So basically from loop 3 through loop 10 here, I've been walking around in pain just because I made that mistake. But it is what it is. I won't be doing it again, will I? Or maybe I will, because I kind of knew better, and I did it anyway. I feel like this last loop here, I'm just kind of hobbling my way through it. Sun getting lower in the sky. At least it is one beautiful last lap through the woods here. Hopefully I don't see no arrows flying past me, as it is bow hunting season here in Wisconsin. I did see a bunch of deer today, so maybe this is more of a refuge for them, I don't know. But I doubt it. I'm sure the land right around here is all being hunted. My battery is dangerously low, guys. I'm gonna have to catch you guys right at the end there, back by the van. Keep hanging on, we're getting close. Lap number 10, final lap. Just all hikers, number 12 and 13. One last walk down the boardwalk. Here we are, headed up the last stretch. I think I said it was about 3/4 miles earlier. It's actually a bit more than that. It's closer to like 0.9 miles, I believe. As we near the end here, I can pretty confidently say that it is very unlikely that I am going to be able to walk tonight after I get home and sit down. We will come back and sign this at a later date. Check it out, guys. Final stretch. Looking beautiful. Time to get off this Ice Age trail. And that is the sight I've been waiting for all day long. Waiting to see my van on the last loop of the day. Almost there, guys. Not only was this van my aid station, it was the starting line and the finishing line of this challenge. Let's go rest these poles on the door, and that is challenge complete. We made it, guys. We finished loop 10, 26.2 miles, a full marathon. Yes, it was probably more than 26.2, but close enough. Hey guys, I am really flubbing up this ending. We finished at about 5:25 p.m. So this challenge took about 10 hours and 25 minutes. Not too bad. There you have it, guys. 26.2 miles. It was a hell of a challenge, let me tell you. But I'm sore and I'm tired and I want to get home. So I think I'll come back out here another day and do a final wrap up. So make sure you stay tuned. I will be back in a second. But for me, I'm going to go take a nap for a couple days. And I can't forget, I am celebrating with this beer for the ride home. It is 0-0, so yes, I can drive with this beer. And by the way, these are the first carbs I am consuming for the whole day. Well, I did it. 10 loops, 26.3 miles. Well, maybe a little bit more than that. It definitely kicked my ass. I was wiped out by the end of that challenge. Unfortunately, I kind of messed up the filming there at the end. I was freaking spent and I just wanted to get home. Looking back on the challenge, I'm definitely proud of myself, especially with the cardiomyopathy and the Afib stuff. I kind of estimated this challenge would last probably 10 to 12 hours, and it actually took me 10 hours and 25 minutes, so I nailed that pretty good. During this challenge, I respected my limits, I listened to my body, but I knew I wasn't gonna quit. I gotta say, the carnivore fuel actually worked better than expected. My energy level was perfectly stable throughout this whole challenge. I didn't have to deal with any sugar highs or sugar crashes, so I gotta say that worked out great. I can't believe it. The day following the surgery was kind of rough. Surgery? What the heck am I talking about? Marathon, the day after the marathon. I sat around most of the day, kind of chilled out, watched a bit of TV, did some minor stuff around the house and stuff like that. But I basically took it easy. But I gotta say, 2 days after the marathon, I was probably fully recovered by then. And that was kind of surprising to me. I didn't think I would bounce back so quickly. I finished the marathon on a Wednesday evening. Saturday afternoon, I was actually out for another hike. There it is, guys. I can now cross a marathon off of my bucket list. I'm curious, do you have a bucket list? Or do you have an upcoming challenge? If you do, start planning. Make it happen. It doesn't have to be perfect. Here we are, guys. I finally made it back to the trail log. We'll drop a little note, but we're gonna let you guys go. Thanks for watching. Take care, everybody.